Okay, thank you to Michaela Peterson. Very interesting interview. We're now joined by basically our roving reporter at this point, Adam Schlicht. So, folks, check out the band. Thank you for coming on last week.
Thanks for having me
again. So, Adam, set up what people are about to listen to.
Yeah, so we had a Generation Liberty event where we showed the screening of the new Jordan Peterson film, The Rise of Jordan Peterson.
Yeah, good.
That's the one.
Good.
And so I thought I'd take a camera down, see what people thought about it, and see how they felt about it.
The people.
Cool.
G'day guys, I'm Adam. We're here with Generation Liberty for The Rise of Jordan Peterson. We're here to ask people how they feel about the movie, how they feel about Jordan Peterson, and how they feel about trigger warnings. How do you feel about Jordan Peterson?
For me, he's an inspiration, to put it plainly. I think that to the extent that he speaks about the individual and taking personal responsibility, I'm all aboard that message.
I like him. He's good, yeah.
Yeah, how about you?
I think I love him. I really connect well with him, and I've been following a lot of his podcasts and lecture series. So I'm super excited about the movie.
I like some of the stuff that he does about self-improvement, things like that. So I'm not too familiar with his political stuff, but all the stuff that he's done about the 12 steps and things like that, I thought was pretty useful, and some of the information that he provides to young guys is very valuable.
Anything else you want to add about Jordan Peterson in general?
He actually changed my life and the way that I think. It was the one video that I watched, which was why the gender pay gap exists, because prior to that I've never heard anything so extensive and so simple as to why that is an issue, and that actually, that issue doesn't exist. And since then I've had such a open mind to ideas opposing and supporting mine, and yeah, he's such an impact of a figure and speaker, and I really think more people should listen to him and not block out what he has to say.
Go Jordan Peterson. Melbourne Uni asked us to come up with some trigger warnings before today's screening. Do you guys feel like you needed to be warned?
I actually thought they were satire signs on the way up here. I laughed and I thought I got to take one of those home with me, and then I found out they were actually required to put them up, and I just think that's really lame.
So before we came here, Melbourne Uni asked us to put up some trigger warnings for the film. Do you feel like we needed them?
Not at all, but I think it's very unsurprising that they've decided to do that. And if anything, this should, be a challenge to people's, existing orthodoxies. And that's why we don't need one.
After seeing the film, did it change how you feel about Jordan Peterson? What do you reckon?
I definitely think it gave a new perspective. It was a more intimate view. It was really nice seeing him with Tammy and all their little banter. It was very cute.
Yeah, I already liked him already, so just confirmed some pre-existing emotions, I guess.
Did the film change how you feel about Jordan Peterson? What do you think of him?
It only actually made me appreciate him more, because I actually learnt a couple of new things about him, and the fact that he looks at life as a prophetic thing as well. So it's not just about the way he lives in the now, which everyone thinks it is. He thinks more for the future, for the people, and evolution as a whole.
Okay, that was the Vox Pop. Thank you very much, Adam. So what do we take out of that?
Well, for me, Jordan Peterson in recent times has started a lot of controversy. There seems to be a lot of people feeling pretty angry about him. But then, when we're actually down there talking to people didn't seem too riled up by him. They thought he was a pretty reasonable guy and could kind of get along with what he said.
Yeah, and a lot of our very casual people at the screening as well. It's not like, what the media perceives to be Jordan Peterson's, fan base. There was a lot of people that don't fall in the media narrative there.
That's exactly right. We spoke to AFL footballer Tom McDonald about Jordan Peterson last year.
Yeah,
he was,
that was his season.
It was very poor, but I don't want to go on about it. Injuries, etc. But he spoke about how, he's not that political, and it's actually a bit of a myth that it's aimed at a certain segment of the population of the movie itself. The thing I know a lot about Jordan Peterson, pretty knowledgeable guy, but the bit I found most interesting was the bit that we just spoke about with Michaela, which was the massive impact his diet made.
Yes, tell us about that, because what your theory is.
What's my theory? Just that it was a massive change. He had health problems and he had depression and things like that, and then she came up with this diet.
Well, I'll jump in. Peter Gregory left the film and he looks at me and just goes, do you reckon it was all down to the diet?
No, it's not all down to the diet, but it clearly played a big role. That's how the film portrayed it.
Yes. Well, my takeout from that Vox Pop, and people would have seen who are watching on YouTube me lumbering around in the background. I've got a pretty intimidating face when I'm a man on a mission. There was a lot of weird expressions on my face of pure concentration. Anyway,
my take out of it was, I wish Jordan Peterson was my dad.
Oh.
Yes.
Sorry, Dad, if you're listening.
Big shot to
My
your
dad's
own
still
dad.
good. I like him too.
Yep.
But
Okay.
Jordan Peterson, he'd be pretty good.
It'd be intense, but yeah, I'll take your point.
You'd
Well,
make a lot
Michaela-
of good decisions.
You would.
know?
Michaela Peterson did seem to say it would be a very
Yeah.
positive documentary if she made it. So
Yeah. And
Potentially.
she said that he didn't change at home. He's how he is on stage. Like, imagine that at like 8 o'clock in the morning, you know. You were going to adapt some responsibility today.
I knew we were going to get.
But you'd get meat for breakfast.
You didn't.
That's right.
You didn't do the impression in front of Michaela, but I knew we would get it at one point in the show. All right,
Adapt some
Adam.
responsibility.
Any more?
That's all I got.
That's all you got. Adam, thank you very much. We got more show for you after this.